Welcome back. We are reviewing the Amerisun 2500 watt inverter generator. This particular model is a 4-stroke overhead cam single cylinder with forced air cooling, and it has a manual start via pull. Puts out starting wattage of 2500 watts and rated for continuous 1900 watts, which we will see in a little bit as I charge my Solex F3800 solar generator with this guy. That was the whole point of getting this particular model. It will run for 5.5 hours at 50% load. I'm going to be putting a full, I'm going to be using the full 1900 watt load on this guy here, so it will run probably about half that, maybe 2.5 hours on 1 gallon of gasoline. Has a CO alarm built in, USB ports. These are regular USB. I didn't see any reference to USB-C in there. Regular 12 volt cigarette lighter port. The echo mode basically ramps down the RPMs. And if it's off, then it lets it run at the full 1900 watt push. Reset buttons for DC and AC, and then a pretty neat feature: if you have two of these units, you can connect it. You can connect the two of them together here, and then get a full 5,000 watt plus power if you have both units running together. One of the things that I don't like about this is that you have to remove this side panel here in order to get to the oil. You can see the reference there. To check the oil dipstick, or to fill it with oil, or to basically access any part of the engine, you need to remove this. But since you're really supposed to be checking the oil every time you run a generator, in this particular model, you're going to have to remove this screw and this screw down here to be able to get behind this panel to check the oil, which is kind of a silly design. They could have put like a little cutout or something here to get to the dipstick, but anyway, that's the way they designed it. It is fairly quiet as generators go. We have a larger unit that is 4 times the size and probably 10 times as loud, but this is a nice small unit, which is what we wanted. If we look at the top, we've got the fuel gauge here, and we have access to the spark plug here. And then to get the gas cap off, you have to have it in the off position, unscrew it, fill your tank, put it back into the on position, and it locks it in place so you can't remove it. And then you've got your fuel gauge. So that is pretty much it for the review. We're going to do a startup test and check some of the voltages when it is running, and we'll see how that goes. All right, let's see if we can get it started up. Took a few more pulls than the very first time that I started it. I was able to start it the very first time after about 3 pulls. You saw that there. There was more pulls, but it's running fine. It's actually pretty quiet. Actually, if you put it in echo mode, see how it ramps the RPMs down and it becomes very quiet, but you're also going to get lower wattage in there. I'll have to look at the documentation and see what the max wattage is when you have it in echo mode. To get the full 1900, you're going to need to run it with the echo mode turned off. And that's actually how I was using it before I started this recording. Like I stated, I was charging my my Solex solar generator. And let's look at the voltage coming out of this. You'll see that it is a clean power. Yep, it's coming up. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. You should be able to see it. It's 124 volts, true RMS, bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So it is putting out clean power, and I'm very happy with it. It weighs about 39 pounds, so it's not super heavy, easy to take around. You can take it camping and throw it in the back of your car, and it doesn't take a whole lot of room. I'm running it in eco mode right now, so I'm going to put it in normal mode, and I'm going to plug in our Solex power generator via this power cord, and you should hear this sucker ramp right up. Once the Solex powers on and starts drawing juice, it was drawing around 1700 watts. There we go. So you just heard it power up, and the Solex should be drawing around 1700 watts right now. So let's go inside and we'll take a look at Solex. So here we are looking at our Solex solar generator F3800, and it is pulling 1,728 watts of power. So it is definitely that gas generator is providing almost the peak that this guy can pull. Via an AC input, this generator can pull 1,800 watts. So that guy is providing, I'd say, close to 99% of what this guy can pull, and it's still running well outside. So it was at 49% charge when I first started, and it says it's going to take about 2.6 hours to fully charge it, which is what the runtime is rated for that unit outside if it is running at 100% power output. All right, so I wanted to do a quick update, almost like a recap. The generator has been running for about 4 hours nonstop. It was running, pushing out 1,700 watts to the Solex solar generator. However, a couple of times I heard it sputtering since it was pulling out a lot of wattage from that small generator. I went ahead and dropped the Solex to 1,000 watt charge, and it's been running solid for 4 hours. You can see here, see if we can get in there, that it is pulling 999 watts. The battery's at 92% after 4 hours. The main unit's at 894, and the secondary battery's at 89%. So we're gonna go take a look at the unit outside and see how it's doing. Well, as I'm sure you can hear, the unit is running nice and strong. I've had no issues with it ever since I dropped it to 1,000 watts. Even though it's 88 degrees outside, the unit itself isn't very hot. And it is, after 4 hours, right at a quarter tank. So it's doing very well. I haven't had any issues with it, so I'm happy with this generator. I think it's going to be a great solution to offer a gas-powered alternative for charging my solar generator outside of the solar panels as well. All right, well, I hope that you've enjoyed this review and it makes you make an informed decision, and we'll see you at the next review.